Simpson County has a big turnout, and the other counties like this in the state have a big turnout, Phil Bryant is going to be the 64th governor of Mississippi. And I am proud to introduce to you the man who Mississippi deserves and needs to have as our 64th governor, Phil Bryant.
In 1986, I had the opportunity to go to the White House to meet Ronald Reagan. We had been waiting there for about an hour in the Roosevelt Room. I was with a group called the JCs, a Young Men's Leadership Organization, and after about an hour or so, we thought, well, maybe the president's just not going to make it. And then opened the door. He walked in, about 10 feet away. There was the President of the United States. As a young man, I sat there, and I was younger in 1986, and he walked to the podium and he said, well, I'm going to tell you like Liz Taylor told her 5th husband, don't worry, I won't keep you long. Don't worry, I'm not going to keep you long. We're here, Joe, thank you so much, in this wonderful health care facility. So let me just talk for a moment about health care. When Governor Barber came into office 8 years ago, we had a $700 million debt. A lot of that because we were spending money that we didn't exactly know where it was going. For example, in Medicaid, you didn't even have to come to the Medicaid office or an office to qualify for it. You could do it over the telephone. So there were a lot of people taking Medicaid dollars that didn't deserve it. We call that fraud when I was a state auditor. And so Governor Barber started working on that and waste in government and bringing it under control. And so now we've got about $265 million in our reserves. So we started with $700 million in debt, almost $300 million now in our reserves. That's a $1 billion swing that this governor has made for the people of the state of Mississippi in the last 8 years. And I'm proud of it. And Governor, I want to say thank you for doing that. This man, the state of Mississippi would be $1 billion in debt. Now imagine where you would be with that going on. Let me tell you what would happen. You'd have dramatic cuts. Cuts in highway patrol. Cuts in education like you could not believe. Cuts in health care that would cost your job. Mr. McNulty would have to come in and say, I'm going to have to lay some of you off because we don't have the money. We're $1 billion short, so some of you's got to go. If Haley Barber had not stood where he was at and tried to protect this economy. That's exactly what it comes down to. And as I was lieutenant governor, I can remember some of my friends in the House, and Andy, bless your heart, you serve over there, you understand, that would say, y'all are not spending enough money. We need to spend all of the reserve funds. We need to spend all of the rainy day fund. And we said no. Governor Barber and I said, we're not going to do that. Because you see, when that happens, then the year is going to come that we're going to go off the cliff. Because I read this book one time that said you're going to have 7 good years and 7 lean years. Right? And so you store up those lean years, and that's what we're doing just now. And I would think as we go into the future as governor, I'm going to continue to do that with Lieutenant Governor Tate Reeves. And I believe with a Republican speaker, we're going to make a huge difference. Let me just assure you of something, and I know there may be folks here that have always voted Democrat. It will not hurt you to vote for a Republican. You are not going to disintegrate in that voting booth. Your daddy's not going to jump up out of the grave and say, you promised me you'd never do that. That's not going to happen to you. I promise you. Quietly they'll be saying, you're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. Because there are real differences here. Ask Brad. He chaired the Republican Party. The first time we met and we came together was 1997. Magee, Mississippi, when you had city council members. 1997, city council members changed to the Republican Party. Governor Fordyce and I came down here. You would have thought we were aliens. There they were. There's some more of those Republicans. They're in Simpson County. Now look around. Now look at where we've come. It's kind of like the country music song, How You Like Me Now? Yeah, how you like us now? We're about helping create jobs. I've told Joe about this. We've got a plan to put 1,000 new positions into the field by 2025. We're going to make a medical corridor in Jackson that stretches from Woodrow Wilson all the way to the airport. We're going to put some of those doctors all around the state to do their internship so that physicians are throughout the state of Mississippi treating people that are on Medicaid, so that Medicaid patient that's got a high blood pressure can keep from having a stroke. And so that child that's being born without prenatal care can have a healthy life. And that the cost of those Medicaid expenditures will begin to go down because we're getting people that are really sick healthy. Now we got to have some individual responsibility. We're going to have to say to people, and I'm going to say something you might not want to hear, but it is not good for 15-year-old girls to have babies. There, I said it. And it's the truth. Because let me tell you, those children that are having children have children that have needs. And that premature birth can cost you $250,000, and that child can be challenged the rest of his life. We're just going to have to say as a society, that's got to stop. We're just going to have to end it. Okay? I know it sounds like, yeah, I'm narrow-minded on such things, but particularly when it's an adult male, just the father, that doesn't want to take any responsibility. We can do some things that will change this state forever. Governor Barber's brought in industry unlike anything anyone's ever seen. Did we ever dream that we'd have 2 automobile manufacturing plants in Mississippi? When I was a boy, they would say all you can do, you can make furniture and you can grow cotton. That's about it. And then we got Nissan. People said, oh yeah, you were lucky, but you'll never do it again. Well, this month in Blue Springs, Mississippi, we're going to start manufacturing Toyota Corollas. The best-selling automobile in the world in Blue Springs, Mississippi. It is going to be phenomenal what the future holds for us. The Fraser Institute says this is the best state in America to invest in oil and gas. The best, not Texas, not Oklahoma, Mississippi. Keyor is going to take pine trees and manufacture fuel oil. I was in their refinery in Columbus, Mississippi just the other day, seeing that process. It is amazing, particularly since we get to be the Saudi Arabia of pine trees. That's it. So all of us who got plantation pines, get ready. They're going to be worth something again. The future is bright and bold. And we're going to have you to help us make that decision. We can go back to the days where we spend more money than we're bringing in. We got $700 million in debt, or we can push forward. We can stay the course. We can lead Mississippi to even better and brighter days. Governor Barber's laid the foundation. He has paved the way. He has struggled through the wilderness and brought us out to a place now of milk and honey. All we've got to do is stay there and keep pushing forward. I promise you that's exactly what we're going to do. Thank y'all for being here. God bless you. Let's go volunteer.
Y'all think that's